Tina, we can't believe. You'd never hear about Henrietta Locks?
Mm-mm.
So in the 60s, the lady left from Georgia and go Baltimore, and she go to the doctor John Hopkins hospital to do a gynecology examination.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She never go back home. She died. I mean, and them took our cells, and the cells from the 1960s up to now is
Without
still.
our permission.
They
Them
took
took
it
it
without
without
a
our
permission. So even years after when Fear picnic them are dead with diabetes and all kind of thing, them no have no medical representation, and them using our mother cells, even in a smallpox vaccination, research and all them thing there. Them carry it all about in a space because see how it respond, and it still a grow up to this day.
Yeah, right. So
So
basically, Christina, our cells cannot die. And them just proliferate
right.
infinitely. So them use it to conduct all kind of medical research.
So even the stem cell research that is happening now,
Right,
it's
it's her.
a, it's a part of it, and
Yeah.
nobody knew anything about it. Me
It's
never
a
know
black
until
woman.
me never know anything.
So how they knew after just one visit that her cells were so important?
They obviously took her cells and do whatever experiment because John Hopkins is that kind of universe, that kind of hospital,
From
that
the
universe.
first visit? Or she went there before?
No, from that visit, it's after. I think it might be. I don't know. Them say after she died that they took cells to do the research,
Mm.
and it came up that the cells don't stop growing,
Mm.
and up to today from the 1960s up to now them still I use the cells.
She died from cancer. And
So
and the thing is that none of our family members never benefit from the fact
She
that
she died
her
from
cells.
cancer and her cells don't die?
People said maybe that caused the cancer. Like our body just probably couldn't manage the.
based on my reading, it says she went to do some gynecology examination. She died. So me no know about no cancer.
Yeah,
I
cancer them
heard
sick.
about, I heard
If her
about
if
in
her
19.
cells if
Mhm.
her cells keep morning,
Morning. It's
Yeah,
cancer, man. She died from,
cancer. But
yeah.
if
Yeah.
her cells keep reproducing, how can it be cancer?
In the sense that we don't know what kind of thing them could have do otherwise, but when the report said that she was feeling some pain
Yeah.
after the extract, and she checked it out, I checked it out.
Oh,
Oh,
Xavier just know what it's about without even hearing.
area,
Yeah,
so
Henrietta Lacks.
I don't know about it, that's why.
yeah, so she feel the pain, I feel the pain, and she went to check it out. And when she checked it out, and find that she have cancer. It's not until afterwards them claim to say them realize their cells keep reproducing and
Mm.
reproducing. You know, people
So
might have,
she was curing herself. Her cells were curing.
I don't know if it was curing, because
don't
I
know.
can't scientifically I can't tell you that. But what we know is that her cells are immortal. She has
Mm.
stem cells basically are reproducing. So most of the stem cell research, most of the advancement we have to do with stem cells are come from Henrietta.
But I can't understand how she could die of cancer and her stem
The thing
cells
the
But
thing is, the
are
cancer
healing itself and reproducing.
cancer not something where you really cure, because you remember that as well.
No, but if her cells, remember, when them put you in chemo, they try and kill certain cells.
Right. The malignant cells, right. But what may I say is that her cells reproducing wouldn't do anything to the cancerous cells that already in our body.
and then
It's still
yeah,
Will
there.
it not?
That man, it wouldn't do anything.
and then Christina, you have to
It would.
remember
So is the cancer cells reproducing?
I
No,
think
cells her cells
Cancer
are
cells do reproduce. Cancer cells,
Oh,
that's how it proliferate and spread. But
the
what I'm saying is that her cells wouldn't really stop that from happening.
the thing to Christina, who also must remember, is that the time when this happened,
Yeah.
chemo wasn't at the level where it is at now. Matter of fact, I think there's a couple pills she take for the treatment and some inserts and some pills where, say radioactive pills at the time when they used to treat cancer, which it wasn't effective against any kind of treatment of cancer.
And she never she never left the hospital, She died at the hospital,
In the hospital.
So what
And
period she was there for?
What you mean in terms of duration? I don't
Yeah.
know how long she was there.
Oh.
But,
no,
So the
and it,
graphite work was about.
right. So me do a 2 series or 3 series me do. I think a 3 series me do ode to Henrietta because I heard about Henrietta in 2000, 2009. And I did the first painting 2009.
Background is.
So I had gone down to East Baltimore and somebody was telling the story and I saw me hear about it and then now that's how I come to do the painting because they wanted me to be involved in something that involved her. But me then became curious and started with the painting. And so the people at the school know, we don't know if they do additional research and everybody start, find out. After me come back, a woman named Sloot or whatever her name did a book about her, which was the first time the public was going to, and a wide scale was going to know about it. So me did even write the woman an email, send an email to say, well, I had the same discovery and blah 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 with that painting, but she never responded. I figure I said me could have even piggyback on that, but me never hear nothing. But anyway, the cells are still growing. It's immortal cells. This black woman. And in a Jim Crow era to when them could not do anything to black people and not come of it. So I'm sure Jim Crow was part of the consideration when when they might take our cells
No, she
without.
reached to John Hopkins.
She came up from Georgia through the south because there was for work reasons because
Oh.
there was a steel industry that was opening in Maryland at the time, and so everybody was gravitating towards that. So she came for work and found out that she went to the doctor thinking she had a gynecology problem and ended up at John Hopkins. John Hopkins is a big university, big hospital, control the whole of Baltimore. So even you probably hear me talk about it already. Tungane in the conversation with when we had gone to the meeting and somebody was suggesting they when we were talking about gentrification because it was in that region that them was gentrifying. And the whole gentrification thing that made me latch on to her as well and find out some information. But even then, there was not a lot of information because the book never come out then and it wasn't widely known. It's just now that this is some information.
Okay. Just the other day, let's see something on Henrietta Lacks. I think it was in I think kind of the 2000s that her story really came out. And for decades, our family had no idea that her cells were being flown all over the globe to conduct all kind of research. Them use our cells in a
Diabetes and other sickness.
them use our cells um for nuclear research because to see how them react to radioactive contamination, all kind of diseases, and our family never reap one benefit. Now the interesting discussion around that was, do who own ourselves? The state own ourselves or our family? And I think the conclusion to the discussion was that the state own ourselves. Once the hospital removes the cell from your body, it no longer belongs to you. You have no claim over it. That's the argument that them use to go around our family.
But
It's an interesting
but
conversation to
since
have.
then, since then the family is getting medical benefit through
Right.
that.
No,
Yeah, man.
Well, what kind of medical benefit? Never
So,
No,
heard.
that-
all right, so
because let me interject. The last report that I got, and it was some scholar who are present, said the family not reaping not one bit of benefit
all right.
from
So we don't know who the scholar, but as I tell you, the first book that came out, the first mass information regarding that came out from a book from a history named, I think, a Barbara Sloot or something like that. And there was also a kind of documentary about it stemming from the same situation. And as I tell you, that was it when I tried to get in contact with the writer of the book. And based on newspaper report, after that, what I read was that the family now is going to be getting medical attention for life, if I'm not mistaken, from the hospital. I don't know.
Okay.
Take more cells.
Well, maybe they want to find out if all the cells are the same. We don't know, but most of the issues that they were having was diabetes at the time,
Mhm.
and John Hopkins can at least give them the same kind of medication that they've been poisoning people with over the years.
Okay. Since
So
we're talking about all of these things, you hear about the HIV vaccine?
which one?
Which one? You hear about multiple?
Yeah, you did have one
So you have Pfizer one, and there's 3 of them, and AstraZeneca that make it 4.
No, I'm not talk COVID vaccine, HIV.
Oh.
HIV.
I heard about it, but
I-
when I heard about it, it never finished yet.
It sounds like something probably due out next year, but we just did want to know if you know hear about it.
Yeah.
All right, what me interested to see is if it are gonna be affordable. All right, anyways, Art Conundrum Podcast. This is the first time meeting since the launch, right? How are we feeling about the launch? Christina, let's start with you.
You start with me. I feel good. I wish more people would comment. So comment below. Comment and join the conversation. But it's good. It's out there. It's now documented. It's out there.
Mhm.
The initiative is out there, and I think that is something you should be proud of, that you started this. So yeah.
Well, I mean, more on see where it is the next 5 years. So I'm gonna reserve my emotions until then. Xavier.
Well, yeah, same with Christina, where I'm pleasantly, not even so surprised, I'm pleased with the interaction. A little bit more comments would have been, but you have to give that time, that need
Yeah.
time for people to really warm up to it.
Address. Yeah. All right,
Look out.
Mr. Watson, you have absolutely no online presence. So I don't know if you even aware of what's happening. Are you on Instagram, sir?
Yeah, man, they're on Instagram, man.
So
Me
you
Do
are
you have the
Stanford
password for
Watson
that account?
71.
I don't know no password. Cause I set it. I don't know the pande. Cause
So
I
you
know
can
no people are follow me. No more people
Can
than
you
me.
post, sir?
yes. Can you
Yes,
post anything?
I
You
can
need
post.
to post the videos.
Yeah, you need to come online, man. A lot of things happen online,
Yeah,
You don't
And
man.
know.
the one virtual reality. Yeah.
Yeah, man, a lot.
I would actually like to be in Watson's position, because I would love to be in a world without the internet.
That
Mm.
can't happen.
Eh?
That not gonna happen again. That not gonna
From
happen
the
ever
internet,
again.
I just start the thing them the social media and all them kind of shy away from it in a way. And
Okay.
the woman went on Instagram, somebody there was a competition and somebody said vote for me, and them said and somebody get there. I'm gonna do the vote, and when I've gone on there, I'm gonna see this 10 million people that follow me. I mean, I didn't know
It's not
people.
10 million. It's not 10 million.
It's more than I would even imagine. People may not know from everywhere.
Yeah. So, all
Or
right.
maybe I should say it's 10 million, so people run to your
Mm,
your
No,
IG.
no, I'm saying it's a whole heap of people who's following me, and
all right.
and I have posted.
One post, Mr.
I
Right.
think I've seen you like one thing or pop-ups one
I
time. And I'm
what you
never
say?
sure if I you, may I be honest.
You
What you
keep
say? Like,
popping up since I start this podcast.
well, me not even know pop up and all them things. Me even had to go on it to check out anything much. But yeah, now that may have a reason to, I will try add
Yeah,
more
come
up.
on, man. Come on, yeah. Jump on and take in what's happening. But all right, so since the launch, you know that we launch, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, you have you seen the YouTube channel? I mean, you have any comments
I think
about any
the
of
YouTube,
these things?
the YouTube, me see.
Mm-hmm.
So and then and a couple of people who people know personally. I don't know if any of them are people who had subscribe or like would have been given some comment. But yes, I had seen
Mm-hmm.
I'd seen the thing, and they tell me they like the one that the identification,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they like that, even despite even somebody comment or criticism, whatever. Me still like that, and me like how it was structured and the information and all that. And
Oh,
we I think in terms of getting more people, we have to send out again, badge up people with the information that we are on, and subscribe and like and that kind of thing. Kind of remind people, and I'm sure
mm.
if all I would do that, can me did send out to everybody, at the time. If all of us do that, then I am sure it will pick up, and in no time we will have more than. Can you say you had seen 40 something likes?
Views.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, we have enough views across a lot of things, but it's not a lot, but we have a good amount
right.
of views
So
and
if
so
you
on.
pick up, we have to maintain the presence, and we have to make people know that we're still there. So we send out again, even though we send to them, and remind them that the thing is there.
We need a marketing person. We need somebody who can do that. May I
Well,
eyeball Christina.
well,
Christina. um. So you mentioned something about criticisms. You receive any criticism for anybody? Because I didn't receive any.
Well, me receive two criticism, and these people are in Canada, people whom I know,
Mm-hmm.
and I think one person was, well, she was saying she's not trying to be biased, but I think my experience brought a little bit more to it, and because she left a long time to leave Jamaica a long time, and so she appreciate that kind of information coming through that forum, but she a Christian too, so.
Okay. What was the
So
other criticism? Oh,
The other one was around, more or less around the same kind of, they appreciated it same way,
oh,
because they know them one another too, and they appreciated it. And
that
but
kind
in
of
terms,
criticism.
we know that's what I call
Okay.
me. In terms of her response to the content, I think they had enough to say, because they're not as versed, with some of the information. So, but they
they would
appreciate
so
it.
they would want us to start with giving them more information. So if we're talking about Kingston Creative, like when they started, what they want, like those,
Who they are and all of that.
yeah,
So
real
one
information.
did one person, to one, as I said, one person did say there was no conclusion, and my response was that we never set out to make conclusion about anything. We were discussing the thing, and therefore you know the
Yeah,
information.
I had some concern. Remember we were talking about that? Like, do we answer the question completely, or do we just
Yeah, well,
It's just this conversation that sparks
yeah,
more
that-
conversation.
Never hear that a while ago, so go
no, I
again.
was saying answering the question completely because the question not necessarily have there is no ending in terms of the response,
And that's what makes it a conundrum, that we
right?
can't come to a resolution.
One of the ways that we can counter that still is by having like a closing statement, a proper closing statement where we kind of, in a way, summarize the discussion and some sense of conclusion then to say to the viewer and read. It's a closing statement, not even have to be too long about the discussion. You understand?
Mm.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
I think I fear doing that because there's so much more to that discussion, especially that it can never be resolved until we see. Well, I guess that's a conclusion too, right? That
There is a diverse, uh, you know, group of people. There are four of us here, and there are opinions, that we bring to the thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that we can resolve it for everybody because you're going to find that in the end, everybody going to want a different resolution, and we can provide it.
Yeah, it is. When you say a statement, what I was talking about is just a statement in a way that acts round off in a conversation, right? Bring
Okay, so,
go.
which is kind of different.
Yeah,
Yeah. The thing is though, I don't know if Moan do that though. I understand what I say. I don't know if Moan do that. It just feel like it said man do everything for not make this feel like a talk show or it's so hard to put into words, but
yeah,
it,
yeah.
Both.
it
Can't see me hold
yeah
up, man. Now
yeah.
hold up.
All right, Mr. Watson, go.
So, it kind of slip from my head. What if somebody should ask a question after the thing is posted? Is it something we can respond to down the
In the
road?
comments.
Yeah.
next video maybe like can
Oh,
section like just like we have a discussion now we can take time now to write the comments and answer these comments.
Yeah, right. I highlight them, right,
Mm.
yeah,
and I answer
yeah,
them.
yeah.
And I resumed the struggle. Opened on when was it? Thursday, Friday? Thursday. Opened on Thursday, 11 a.m. We know that this is an initiative. I don't know if the viewers know this, but this is an initiative that is artist led. Um, it is in collaboration with other stakeholders, but it is mostly artist led. I think Philip Thomas is at the helm of this initiative, along with Olympia Gallery. For
And
the viewers,
Clark.
come again, Zeva?
Camille Cheddar and Clark. John, what name? Campbell. John Campbell, the same name? What
John Campbell. Okay, so there are also like stakeholders in. All right, I wasn't sure. I just knew about
Yeah,
Philip
I'd seen some names, yes, for true. And I think John Campbell name was in there.
I
as
feel like
like as like the stakeholders for the whole thing. Okay. All right. So John Campbell, Camille Cheddar. But anyways, so this is their second showing, right? Second exhibition. Um, they had one last year. Um, I can't remember the timeline for that one. Xavier, when was that one held?
last year,
Yeah.
this year.
Was
It
it
was
this
like
year?
Yeah,
no, no, man.
last year.
Last year.
It feels like
Hold
last
on,
year.
let me bring up their thing. I think it was like sometime in like
Sem-
in later part, like December.
Maybe. But anyways, I mean, it's their second
Sure.
showing, and I just want to get everybody's opinion on the show, the works. Well, not everybody has been to the show, but all of you have seen the works, right? Xavier, you have seen the works, right?
Yeah, I've seen the works, not physically as yet, but I'll definitely
Okay,
be.
all
Yeah,
right. So
December 20 was
I
the
think the
December
first one.
20th.
second, I think the second installation of the show still, to me,
Mm-hmm.
is more successful overall in terms of the quality of the work. Um, the diverse practices, because you have the yin yang, the cardboard sculptures and so forth and so on, and a lot of paintings too. I see a lot more paintings, a lot more work than before,
Mm.
and a lot more interesting work too. So for me, I would like to just see them physically, so now I can really judge like the quality of the work. Because when I see a painting in person, I see a painting, I see work on the camera or behind the camera, it's a whole different thing, whole different
Mm-hmm.
response. But what I've
Right.
seen before, I'm impressed. Very much so. Really like the show.
All right.
I'm looking forward to the last episode. Cool. Are
Yeah,
are
we're
you
gonna
too?
talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Cause I have some things to say. Mr. Watson,
Yeah.
being the
Well,
only other person who has not seen the works physically.
who's the other person?
Xavier has
Oh,
not
oh.
gone to the
No,
space as yet.
it's a diverse group of work, diverse group of people who are involved, and there are interesting stuff. I use the word quality like Xavier is, but me appreciate it. Me appreciate that it is happening. Appreciate that there is it's such an inclusive. I mean, there are people with other opinions in terms of like inclusivity, but me like the fact that there are so many people involved, and me understand that it's a way, given the time we're living in, to really get create a space for people to showcase themselves, and people not just and quarreling amongst themselves and that kind of thing, and saying somebody not doing it. That it is artist led is something I appreciate, because is what we've been saying. Art needs to be more impactful. It's just
Mhm.
that some time pass when art get involved in kind of
Your
you have
voice
to
kind of sound muffled here.
huh
The audio kind of muffled.
still.
No,
All
but
right.
no, we now see your face.
All
No,
right.
I think something was passing. That's why.
Okay.
So more saying, in previous times when artists try to do some of these things, they get criticized, for being too involved outside of just doing their work. But it
Mhm.
becomes so necessary now that artists, because I mean, here if you have meat, you have to look fire or something like that. So they have to secure their own existence, and survival. So they have to be involved in this way. And if you notice, me staying away from critiquing the work itself, and we just go, just say, well, it is a good show. It's a very diverse show, and we understand how difficult it would be to put all of that together. Being so many different people and so many different things. It's not that theme show as far as everybody expected to respond to a particular theme.
Mhm.
So me appreciate it. It's a good showing.
Okay. All
I mean,
right.
you understand that them not always have to go Olympia, because they can go on the street side if they want, as long as they want them things to be seen. All of that can go on.
So we need to have a long talk, Mr. Watson, because you seem convinced that Jamaican people business with art. Yeah, yeah, always at our the street side. Jamaican people don't business with art. Christina, our resident photographer, everybody appreciate the fact that you were able to carry back the spoils.
This
I went and I tried to take the photographs, and I didn't realize there was a delay on my phone camera. and so all of the images were of my feet because me snap and then me start move and then the delay just capture my foot. So Christina, thank you for taking the photographs. What are your impressions of And I Resume the Struggle?
Well, I saw this is the second time I'm going to the show. I saw the first one, and I really thought that it was an interesting show that came out. I especially like that there was a third dimension to it, fourth dimension with the the barcode scanning, and you could hear the artist's voice. Um, and so it felt much more that it was less about the title and more
That was
about
there? Where was that? I
on
never
the
see that.
first one. No,
Yes.
there's a little card, and
Uh-huh.
then there's a barcode that is on
The
each
card
one.
with the names of the work and so all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There's
that
a
completely this.
barcode. So on the first one, I thought that was really interesting. I even got some recordings from it. So it had a different dimension. Added a different dimension to it. I thought like a fourth dimension where you could actually experience the work with a bit of poetry, because some of them had been written in this poetic way. So I like that. Um, I think the last time I had service, so that's how I was able to access it. I thought the first show though was a little bit more diverse,
Oh.
because there was Texas, there was Katrina in it, and there was glass work. I think that was in it.
Textiles
What
was there, you know.
Texas? You're talking Calfani in the second one?
Calfani. Yeah,
Come on,
Calfani
come
or
on,
textile.
no, it's the
Come
come
on,
on, no, come
Calfani's work
on, no,
can be
come on,
considered
no.
textile. I
um,
mean,
so
Katrina had the text and such.
yeah, the last time, but this
first
time
one.
Calfani's work to me can be classified as textiles work.
I mean, I would more consider it um assemblage, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, okay. So there's, I mean, I appreciated, especially because Katrina's work was on the floor, there was um just the
Consider
way, yeah, I thought that was
It
interesting. I'm trying,
interrupted the space a lot.
right, it
It was a lot
interrupted
more
this,
interruption in the space,
yeah.
yeah.
And I think this work, this exhibition kind of was in terms of diversification. There was less, there's more on the wall, and there was more control over how it was exhibited. I thought yours was going to be out of the ceiling, but hey, um, I still appreciated that for this exhibition. And as Mr. What to say, it's really commendable for artists to to lead an exhibition and be consistent with it. Um, I realized that everybody had the same spots ish. But I think that comes with it. eh, Um, maybe they see their work in the lighting and it works the best. But I realized that that was happening. But it's commendable that there are artists who are taking up the initiative to exhibit fund, because putting on an exhibition is not no cheap thing. Fund and promote, market, and just show up. Really, it's really commendable, and I hope this is a continuous thing. Um, yeah, that's it for me. I hope there's artist talks too.
Yeah, okay. Um, all right, so far, right around the block, good. The response to the exhibition has been good from everyone. Will I sing the same tune? Maybe. Um,
You freeze.
No, I mean free
Oh,
my real life.
oh,
I think I think this initiative is very timely. I think it's so funny. Right as I
We,
began losing faith
oh,
in the community's ability to collectively move towards something, something like this pop up, and maybe it's because of the conversations, um, on the basketball court over at Namale College. Trust me, that's where the real school is. We have some serious conversations, and I feel like maybe Philip hearing the plight of young artists and students not having anything outside of the National Gallery to look forward to. That is already the National Gallery already being so highly competitive and selective.
yeah, I don't know if
It
it's competitive. Is it competitive?
selective might be the right. I think this initiative was needed, and enough respect for him, Camille, John Campbell, and anybody else involved, for bringing that forward. Um, it's early days. Certainly, there's a lot of things to improve on because I have similar issues like I had the last time with the first show. I think some of the mounting, um, I have issues with some of the mounting, especially my work. Uh, that was not necessarily how I envisioned my work, but I guess I can't really say anything because I left it up to them to mount. I did not provide any instructions and so on. So I think that falls on me. But outside of that, though, outside of just placement of work, certain works and the lighting, I have a big issue with Olympia's lighting. This yellow light just completely changes the how you interact with the work because even
Is it the same? Is it the same when the spotlights are on?
I think
Yeah,
so. I think
yeah. And
It
she said,
heightens the yellow.
no,
yeah, she,
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no, no, no. It's just the sun
because
shine. I think there's something in the roof
when I
that
w-
is causing the.
yeah, it's the because of how the art it's the architecture. There's
Yeah,
the only way is if she change out the dome to
you're right,
something that is a clear
right.
um thing. But yeah, I had that problem photographing it too. But I was wondering if it's because of the time of day. If at night when the spotlights are on, there's more white light to even
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
colors.
Yeah, I think so. I think the spotlights are white lights, so it looks. I wouldn't say
It
more than
balances it
right. It
balances the
balances
colors.
out.
Yeah.
During the daytime, trust me, it's horrible. Everybody's work have this yellow hue. Um,
It's not as bad in person as the photo is making it seem though.
yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, this is an initiative that I hope continues and that the artists aren't thwarted, right? And that they can continue, especially because it gives students who haven't even graduated yet. Some of the students who are in the show have not graduated yet, as far as I know.
yeah, in final year though.
Right, they're in final year, but they have not graduated as yet. And to me, that's a big thing because it's almost unheard of. When I entered Edna Manley College, it
You
seemed
couldn't no
almost
those seem
blasphemous.
those
Yeah,
seem
yeah, almost blasphemous to think
you
about
were
exhibiting.
not to exhibit
I think
Yeah,
somebody actually tell me that outright. Says
before
you
time
can't
tomorrow,
exhibit.
before
even a
third
high
year or something like that. Before third year, you're not to exhibit.
And
I was told that because I was told that also to when I started the school and asking, because I may ask for exhibitions by the then dean of art school that we are not artists as yet, but
mm,
students. So we have no space but to really practice and dive in our disciplines. I mean, I don't know where that go, but anyways.
the thing
So
is that a statement like that would only have weight behind it. If the school had other ways of helping students and emerging artists to really take hold of well, let me say that another way. I think it would have come off differently if the school had other ways of helping emerging artists to really
Understand the exhibiting process.
understand the process, understand the conversations,
Yeah.
have some kind of intermediary way of exhibiting, but not really as a learning process. But none of that exists. Them just tell you straight out, don't
Or,
exhibit. And
or if,
and
go ahead. Sorry.
now man, go on, Xavier.
If the intermediary process, or if the school within itself, outside of the final year show, provides space for
Mm,
emerging artists that graduate like a year after, like residencies. They had one residency, which I think Ebony Patisse financed,
funded, right.
and it only lasted one season, and it was an epic failure on their part, I think. Me can lay my blast that because it was not continued. I think it was. I thought it was a good initiative to have a
Mm-hmm.
resident in the art school for a young artist to come back. After you do a couple of years, you come back and feature your work in the space and show what you've been doing. In a space like this, for a college of its stature not to be involved in like exhibitions and outside of the school, outside of students in the school, staff show and so forth, I think they should do better. They
Mm-hmm.
should just keep up.
Yeah.
Let's push out 20 artists a year minimum.
Mm-hmm.
20
Right.
artists a year.
Your audio get muffled a while ago.
So they're releasing 20 artists
Mm-hmm.
minimum per year
Right.
across the disciplines
Mm-hmm.
that really don't have no platform to exhibit.
Right. And them already who did control under 40, them just dash that way, it seems.
From
Something
from the
Come
gap,
on.
no, from Mutual Life.
Yeah,
mutual.
from Neutral Life.
Remember that shut down, because
But the
Yeah,
space shut down, but
that
that don't
was the
mean say
end
the,
of.
the show had to go away. Or I mean, when was the last under 40?
From the
time.
mutual, yeah, the mutual life close.
It stopped.
I think it
Yeah,
closed when we were in third year or second year.
Second
yeah.
Third
year.
year. Second year.
I think it might be second year.
Yeah.
Right, but these are the things we're talking about. The space shut down and then the show just shut down with the space, which
Yeah.
make no sense. So
Yeah, but continue
and
what you were saying about the show.
right, and I resume the struggle.
Yeah.
Um, really is a breath of fresh air. Hopefully, like everybody has said so far, it continues, and I hope it keeps the diversity and prioritizes emerging artists and younger artists. Um, but let's talk about the work though, because people do like them want to go around that. Who took the show for you, Mr. Watson?
But that's what I was saying. Me avoid looking at it
That's why I
like
choose you
that.
first. Which work jumped out at you?
Oh.
With what stood out?
You can't say anything stood out right now. Eh,
I'll tell you
I
what
mean,
I like.
Okay. Xavier, what stood out to you?
I like the bike, the sculpture, the cardboard sculpture. I
Hot
mean,
tool.
yeah, hot tool. Even the phrase. but anyways,
And the artist was Renard Harris, right? Just for viewers, just for the listeners. Renard Harris was the name of the artist.
name
sculpture.
sound familiar, Renard.
It's a
Yeah,
printmaker. It's a printmaker, no?
Yeah, very much like how
Printmaker,
Rodin did the hand cat.
yeah.
right? The printmakers.
When I saw his piece, I actually said, wow, this is very much in line with Rodin's
Handcraft.
documentation of the hand cat. But it's
Yeah.
interesting that he's a printmaker.
And it
Sure.
kind of similar to Shade. Was it Shadeen? Shadeen and Kadeen. Kadim, right? Kadim, sorry.
They were sculpture artists.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
They were sculpture students.
right,
yeah.
right, right, right.
We,
But they
but I'm
also work
saying,
with cardboard. Is
oh,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but because you're a printmaker, no mean you're not go to art school and learn to be an artist and to
Well,
create.
that me like about it. Me like the fact that a printmaker could have made something sculptural and it's so refined.
and it looked
Um,
like you could actually write it.
It looked to scale. It
yeah,
literally looked like the real thing, just cardboard.
When I
yeah.
look at it, I never even see no cardboard. That's why, I
You
The
saw
bike,
metal?
yeah, see a bike.
you see a bike, right?
Yeah.
And
So the material became secondary to
mm,
the version. But
to
anyway,
the,
Yeah.
yeah.
good. The next work for me, as I've seen mostly paintings. Yo, me like the last them, Richie. Last them always get me. We love the last them. But we wonder now, because of who the mount, I know you have a problem with the mountain. You know, so you paint on your last, on both sides. So we know some might be interested on the other side. So,
Um. So you see, with these did not have images on both sides.
oh,
With the blue ones, it basically we preserve the rust on the back.
oh,
So the back of the blue ones entirely rusted, and we just kind of preserve that with a kind of acrylic gel. So it's smooth and it have this texture. It look wicked still, but um
Yeah, that doesn't describe that nothing is on the other side.
yeah, for real.
yeah. The
I
thing
would,
is that I have not devised a way to really present them in a 3 dimension. I don't want to just hang it from the roof. I want to find a really creative way of displaying it so that the viewer can walk around. I haven't gotten
so
there as yet.
you can
So
stick it on.
it couldn't like on a stand where
Mm.
it sits on the stand, whether
Mm.
by a clip or whatever, and that make it more three-dimensional or something that can turn too.
Man, I think about all kind of things stuff.
Like
This
on
is
a
one of the
pedestal.
this is one of the hard things about creating work because I think you make the work sometimes without any regard for how it will be displayed, and then when it comes to the mounting part, you scratch your head. That's me. That's me. But with all and all though, they did a good job. It's just the orientation. The ones that were turned vertical should have been horizontal. And displaying all of them together, both sets, because the two sets are triptych. I don't know if what the reasoning was behind that. If it was it a space thing, why all of them the one place or what. So those are just some of the questions I have. But anyway, Christina, Ziva, where you finished?
I don't remember, just continue.
No,
All
it
right,
was
Chris.
asking. So it would have to be the bikes as yeah, but only for the reason that in the pandemic they became they became very essential to how we operated in
Yeah, and to
Kingston.
commerce. Yeah.
Yeah, it became very essential. So I appreciated that to the context of the pandemic. Um, and I find myself finding the ones interesting, the ones that are in context of the pandemic. So the flag, the shredded flag.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, I found his and the Bible, the Wizard of Oz, the Bible of Oz. Um,
Mm-hmm.
b- Only because of how I reacted and looking and reading the little
Mm-hmm.
things on them, and you could stand there for hours looking at the
Just,
little
just right, just for reference, sorry for cut you. Christina is talking about Kalfani Ra's work.
right.
He was the only artist with 3 works, right? The flag.
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
another
yeah. I didn't, I
painting at the
didn't, I
back,
didn't
and
like,
then the
I
pole.
didn't. I don't quite I think maybe I need more reading, but I don't understand the one that is beside um Phillips, the one
Right.
in the far corner.
Mhm.
But the flag um in context of or in response to one like the pandemic, and also like their interest in I'm assuming it's a Chinese flag. It's Hong Kong, their flag. In context of their interest in Jamaica and um and what it represents to Jamaica. I think that's why I responded to it. Um so I like those.
Mhm.
Um and then I really liked the goat skin works. Just as a material, um and how the material is dealt with. I think for me, I've been constantly thinking about other than canvas, and I
Mhm.
really appreciated um, the material use of that person. Um, I don't remember their name, but it was portraiture um, on goat skin, and it had goat hair with on it as well.
Shedeen Fletcher.
Shady Fletcher. Yeah, I appreciated those two. Not so much. Well, I appreciate the other one just for the fact of the realism and using different techniques, but I really appreciated those two more. For the material. Um. Uh. Cheddar. I liked her first work more. I like the blocked more than this one, um, because of how it interrupted the space in the first one. Um, yeah, I think that's what is in my
Mhm.
mind now. I can
Okay, well that's a lot though. You got a lot. Who's there's I may hear background interference.
Sorry.
But I have a disclaimer too, because I hear you talking about things that I didn't see in the photograph, the image that you sent. No, but no, you understand what I'm saying. So
yeah.
there's not a lot that I can say from the
What
photograph.
stood out
So
to you? Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Me know me did look out for Tuan because I'm looking out for me. Me don't know because I don't know that in the images that you sent were the names as attached to individual work.
No.
No,
Right,
I would have to take them individually, but
right.
you wouldn't. I would have to. Well, I guess you would still be able
All
to
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd
capture.
have to digitally
Yeah,
attach the name to the
right.
image.
yeah.
It was
That's
clear,
what
but
it
me look out for Tuan work.
All right.
So me couldn't tell the difference, as it relates to the other works and some of the details. So me don't know. 'Cause the one you talk about Calfani, we never can't even remember Carl.
All right. So for me, definitely the standout for me was Shedeen's work. I don't know, maybe it's because me already and funny enough, I've already seen Shedeen's work with the goat skin. So I can't even use that as an excuse why her work was the standout to me. Definitely she and Renard's work were the two strongest works in my opinion. Um in terms of just face value impact, right? And what I mean by that is you step into the space, Renard's bike just hit you, right? And of course, people will respond to that. People will respond to things that have that kind of immediate impact, right? And of course, because the bikes are so refined, that also added to the presentation, and it was a very successful showing. Shedeen's work stood out to me because I just like her use of materials. I think especially with the more realistic looking image. If you go close to it, it's not even paint on canvas. It's like
Yeah.
some kind of strange material. I don't even remember the name of it. I looked at the name of it and it kind of just jumped out. But
It's like when you melt wax crayon.
right,
Us-
and then she creates some patterns with it
Yeah.
and then paint over it maybe. But her that was really interesting, especially because I'm so happy that I tend to go really close. Because from
Yeah.
afar you would probably think it's just a painting, but if you go really close, that's when you really the minor details start to jump
Yeah.
out. So her work was really the one that stood out for me. Um Kalfani's work, the flag. There's a little thing about the flag that I don't know if anybody else picked up on, but so there's images of there's a Last May cartoon. I think it's a Last May
Yeah.
comic
Of
strip.
Bruce
Right, of
saying
I
no,
think
you
Bruce
bow down.
Golding. Right, Bruce Golding and I guess the character that
Sorry, it's
always
not Bruce. It's
represents
not Bruce. It's wholeness.
wholeness, Andrew,
Yeah.
right? And another character who always represent the society, which is our female. And then you have the sumo wrestler Chinese and Emma Bendover and whatever. Now the thing about that work is in order to see the Last May cartoon up close, you have to bend. And so I went up to the flag.
Oh yes.
Right.
Oh,
I went up to the flag and me are looking at because I've seen the image before. But me I look at me and say, is that the same image on me bend? And
yeah.
right as we bend and stoop, me realize say, okay, I think this is
Yeah.
what the artist intended. I think the artist wanted us to stoop in front of the Chinese flag, and that was funny. That was
The
funny.
whole those two pieces are hilarious.
Yeah, man. I think that's one of the things I always find fascinating about Kalfani and
Raw
Omari Ra. The two
work.
Ra's. There's always a
Yeah.
sense of humor behind the more serious conversation and very
Yeah.
creative. I really enjoyed that when I
Thank you
came.
for revealing that bow thing, because
Yeah, yeah, man.
I'm there bowing and trying to read and laughing. Like the two idiots who me I laugh after, and I'm doing the same goddamn thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It caught me off guard as well. Now the other work at the back. That you said you had no reference point for. Or no point of reference for. Um, Still Calfan is what me I talk about.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
actually a parody of a painting that African did, Omari Ra,
Oh,
I think in the 80s, where he painted a white.
Oh yeah, I see
uh,
that. I was
right.
wondering. I was wondering
oh,
if it's
Yeah,
African.
man. Yeah, man. It was a parody of Africans' work. Funny enough, when I was at the gallery, and this is why I don't like go openings, somebody was standing in front of the painting, and I just could not get a chance to go in front of it to really take it in.
yeah,
So maybe on a second trip I'll be able to do that, but I
yeah.
could not look at that work. The book, I don't know if something is inside of the book that was relevant. I guess they wouldn't present it the way they present it if something was inside of the book we were supposed to see. But I always like bookworks. The two Raws, I
Yeah,
think,
last
are
exhibition, I think
two-
he had a book in it.
right,
Raw had a book. Yeah,
Raw always have books, both Raws.
yeah.
So, but me like the fact that them kind of make the book, the idea of making a book, kind of interesting.
Whistle of
Um,
us.
yeah, man. Anything
Uh,
else? Mistake Philip's work.
no, because Philip is in it.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true. See, you can't mistake his work. One thing though, what is that? Somebody had dead. Philip had a charcoal drawing.
Of
Uh,
Philip.
yeah, he had a charcoal drawing of Philip, and it was very interesting. Because I don't remember the last time I've seen anything outside of a painting from Philip. Granted, I
Oh,
haven't
but
seen.
it kind of looks like a painting.
I think the approach was like a painting. I think he used
Yeah.
charcoal dust and not
Oh.
hard charcoal. And
But
I think,
there's a wash. There's like a wash behind him.
yeah, right. Him probably mix it with water and just use a brush. And me actually, I thought it was interesting. I actually like the work. It was different. It was different. Cause we used to Philip always painting these huge images, and it was just interesting to see a
A
smaller
smaller
work.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, different medium as well. All right. So final words. From a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate and I resume the struggle?
One question before we do. Is it an invited artist? Invited. How do you get in? The invited to be in the show?
Yeah.
Interesting question. I I mean, I'm want to say yes, but the
You
thing is
want to say
that
no?
I think I don't know. I don't know. I still can say it's
It's
semi
invite.
invitational. I guess I don't know.
It's
How is
invitation.
it?
You were on the list for the last show. So, and
Okay.
well, everybody is invitation you get.
Xavier, you were in the last show? You were in the
Mm-hmm.
last show, right? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I
Zero
had
was in the
faith
last.
into it, yeah.
But so what's what you think? You think that sounds semi invitational or
Sounds like a new format.
Yeah, but someone was going to ask, so how did they do it? Did they then go around to each artist and talk to each artist like they would have done at the National Gallery with the what was it, the young talent or something like that? Was it?
email? I received an email.
But and nobody followed up in terms of looking at the work to see what you're producing to determine whether it it can go or not.
Well, not with me. I can only speak for myself. They never really. I sent images of the work in progress, and that was it.
Oh, okay. No, my only ask that because I know, I guess, you talk about difficulty of putting the work together, and when you send out invitation like that, you can only trust you can only trust the artist's integrity, and
Yeah,
you never
yeah.
know what might come. So and
Right, right.
not you want to be censoring anything, but you want to know that at
Yeah,
least.
you don't want no half finished, half baked thing either.
Or
So
on the flip side, like the work is so big, it may not fit.
Yeah.
all of those things you'd have to know too, but
I
maybe.
guess they would find another way to exhibit it
But
again.
were there in the invitation? Did it list criteria for?
No, I didn't receive
This
any
seemed
kind
like
of.
a new format. It seemed like a new.
I can say I think for Philip, he went around to some degree the artists because a lot of the artists, a few of them they're coming straight out of the college, so
Right.
he would have to see some of the work
All right.
personally,
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Me
and then
understand.
Yeah.
yeah, and then like for Tuane, I think he would have an understanding of what material Tuane is working with, and even Shadi, because we know what he was. Um,
You sound like you're dropping water.
Yeah, the audio keep on and get muffled.
oh, I don't know. Sorry.
You sound
Not
all
the
right
mic.
now.
Not the mic.
At the mic, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a bit too far from the mic.
We see a roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, me not done. Me not done. So me
All
me
right,
have to.
go on, talk, Mr. Watson. While Xavier's talking.
As I am not there,
Mm.
there's not a lot I can say about the quality of the exhibition or the structure, the construct of the exhibition. I can only comment on the fact that it was a commendable effort for artists to even think about it and put it together, and hopefully it will sustain. But it can be sustainable if the artists they just long and depend on the people, the principals in it to contact them each time. But each time artists have to go and make themselves available and willing to.
Right. So this is the thing. Sorry for cutting, but this is the reason why I hesitated in saying it was invitation only because to me it kind of came off as if you know you have work and you want to show, you could approach them and it seems like they would be open to it. So this is why I had reservations saying it was invitation only.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it told me they again, and next year me part of it. I went to whole.
That one. I think I think they want to have two showings every year, one in summer, one in December. So
Wow.
I think our next one is coming up in December.
Yeah.
Whoever is footing the bill, blessed.
But, yeah, so when was going to, 'cause me start to think about the cost of the thing, and I know the artists can't always, unless them have funding coming from somewhere, me know them always would be able
Some
to.
artists can. Some artists can. Me know where I go. Some artists can manage to fund it. Trust me.
Well, if it's going
Really? In the
So,
pandemic?
Oh,
yeah.
so Christina, you don't know the half of it.
some of the artists who are involved,
No, I don't.
I'll just leave it at that. Some artists can afford to do it.
Wow.
I think it's an
Right.
investment.
well,
That's the
Wow.
those to
well,
that person, I
Kudos,
love
yeah, kudos. Because we know, listen. And this is not to throw any space under the bus, but I know that Olympia is not cheap.
Can
I'll
imagine.
just leave it at that. All right. So scale of 1 to 10. How are we feeling about the show?
9,
Anybody
8.
can start off.
I think before I rate it, I have to see it again.
Yeah. I have to see it.
But as a second iteration,
It's better than the first.
no, I like the first one
Oh, you
in
like the
terms of
first
the
one, right?
interruptions
In the
and
space, right?
the diversity in it.
Mhm.
But it I don't want to be that person that judged the second one based on the first one. Because it really should sit on its own. You just come see the work and judge it as its own, right?
Have the same title.
All right.
Have the same title.
Yeah.
I would say, oh Lord,
I think it has to have the
six,
same title,
seven,
isn't it? Like
six,
if them
seven.
are 6, 7, you say Christina. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so low though, Christina. Can you
No,
expound?
it's not
Yeah.
low. It's just it's not low.
So what would
It's
you
not
rate
low.
the first iteration?
Oh, I
8.
really yeah, I thought it was an 8.
8 now. Okay. All right.
I really enjoyed the interruptions.
Right.
Um, I'm
Okay.
repeating myself again.
Okay, no problem. Mr. Watson, you have only seen photographs, but I mean,
but from the mere fact that the exhibition happened and somebody thought it was the work that were in there were good enough to be in there, I will get a 10. From the mere fact that
No, you're making me seem like the horrible person.
no, you saw it, and me have to, applaud.
Khristina Godfrey blacklisted.
No, me applaud the
Yeah.
process, and
Yeah.
the outcome too. As we say, it's an exhibition, so there is no way that everybody is going to consider it a 10 or, 'cause people give 1 too. But I am saying because it happened, me have a give 10 because
Yeah.
there are people there who can determine, well, this couldn't go or that couldn't go. And from the mere fact that people decide, okay, so this can be exhibited. And they took, if you want to call it a chance, to exhibit the work. I will give the exhibition a 10. Never mind. I always refuse from talk about quality in this respect.
because that's
Only,
subjective.
yeah, definitely.
To an extent, let me say that it's
Well,
subjective to an extent.
it's subjective. It's subjective.
Cause so universally bad. I think everybody can agree that something is bad. Universally.
I mean, I don't know what is universally bad. It is subjective, you know.
Art
All
subject.
right.
As an individual, there are things that you might have objection to, but somebody looking at it from a different perspective can understand it differently. So it would be a 10 for them, while it's a 5 for you or less.
All right. Xavier.
Well, I haven't seen it personally yet, so like Christina, I would like to see it again, but the works that I've seen so far,
Mm-hmm.
because I really like it. Yeah, like,
Mm-hmm.
The hot tool.
I too, it don't take me.
That That's what it say. It's a hot tool on it. Okay, not hearing you now. Mm-mm.
I
So
don't
like you're
feel like
dropping a water again.
I want to jump on the plane tomorrow, you know.
Come down.
That's good. Yo, that says something, that
Yeah, if the
if
if the
somebody
work
wants
can
to
make you
fly
wanna
out for a
work,
show,
yeah.
that's
I know
next
everybody
level.
everybody I come down there for 1 week in August and me alone over there, but me can't come because there's work and there's being able to afford it.
Where
I
am I
rich
come
like
from?
that.
Aw.
Because they have money.
So, but what's happening in August? Why them would have come in August?
Well, the niece coming because her son birthday comes up.
Oh, the check said it I gonna say biennial, cause
No, he's talking about his family.
Oh, okay.
Guys, it's approaching 10 o'clock. Well, not really. 9:30.
Oh, and we're not even hot a word about the gallery. Eh?
Approaching what?
9:30. Well, you would be 10:30. Approaching 10:30.
Okay. Right. That's
All right.
right.
Let me just give my score real quick. I give it an 8.5. I think there's definitely room to improve. Especially in regards to communication. And this is just me being on the inside. I can tell you, there seemed to have been some kind of communication issue. Did you guys see that ugly, awful picture of them post on Instagram? You see that, no? Like that epitomize that is literally the
The
personification.
photographer should be beaten.
I think so too. The photographer need to be held accountable for that.
Still
Well,
go on. I
you
kind of
send it.
You like the photo?
You never
yeah,
send
it
it.
look like it have character, man. It look
My plan, my thing to make a work with it because it looked like the personification of the struggling artist. Yeah,
As
you
I
just
resume, as I resume the
as I
struggle,
resume the struggle, man,
and
tell you
this
that the
struggle
picture
picture.
could easily represent the whole thing. You could have seen this pure suffering in
Why
the
did
eye.
you send that?
I didn't send it. That's where I'm coming to. That's where there might be some problems in communication because I sent an image and that image was not used. They got that one off the internet.
Like
Why is it
I,
on the internet?
it's on for NLS. That remember that was one of the pictures that NLS published in 2019. No, it's on the internet forever. So I have to live with that. But
but
um, the thing is that I wish they would have communicated with me first. Let me send another one because I did reach out to them though, and they did give me an explanation, and I did accept the explanation. So I did receive
Or the
clarification.
one you sent wasn't good quality.
Right. They said it was low quality.
How you do the recording for the scan?
you're recording.
It's basically a voice recording, literally,
Oh,
just on
I
my
think
phone.
that's really cool.
All right. So that's our review of And I Resume the Struggle.
And you should encourage people to go see it.
Yeah, guys, support this initiative.
When does it end?
I have no idea. I think it should be up for at least 2 weeks.
When do you have to take back your work?
I don't know. Maybe I received some email and I didn't see it, but
Okay.
I'll check on that. But it should be
Well,
at least 2 weeks.
From what I know, it's open Monday to Saturday, and the opening hours are 10 to 3. So I don't think Tuan is doing a very good job, but you should go and see the exhibition and take photos. Encourage other people to go and see it. It opens Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3. And you should follow their social media,
Instagram.
because their Instagram, as I resume the struggle, and maybe you can even go on a day that they have artist talk if they're doing that again.
Is it as or and? And I resume the struggle, I think.
It's and?
Yeah. And I just received some information that it will be up until August.
Yes, and
so,
I.
So you guys have enough time. Really? No, not
At
really.
the Olympia Gallery.
Right, at the Olympia.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of July, so not a lot of time. So go see it, guys. I think it's a good show. Support this
Yeah.
initiative. I think it can literally mean the life or death of Jamaican art.
Life or death.
Because listen, you know that the artists who are undertaking this initiative, I don't know if they had to do it because as far as I know, they're all known and
Confident.
established to some
Oh,
respect. I think this will more help emerging artists than anybody else. So support it. If you want Jamaican art to have a future, support this initiative.
yeah.
All right.
And
Listen,
help
I
it to
don't
grow.
Wait,
right.
but me, today is my day of disclaimer, and this is I don't know if I am upstaging to on him. I want to invite people to the conundrum, to like and subscribe to the
Yeah.
conundrum, and you hear the name conundrum, which means that any day you can come and we'll be talking about anything. And even if you don't have an interest in it, have an interest to know that there are at least four people sitting around and talking about things that is pertinent to what is currently transpiring in Jamaica,
Mm.
and attempt at some point to deal with something that is universal and worldwide. So again, like and subscribe
And
and
comment.
make and comment too and make this thing live.
Yeah, listen, I enjoy these unstructured conversations more than the structured one, personally. Um, I think there's just the fluidity, the organicness of it. I like that. Should we move on to the gallery or should we just save that for another time? Cause we have a full episode.
That's
Yeah.
another time.
Yeah. I
All
realize
right.
when I don't want to talk about it.
No
No
man,
man.
man,
Christina, listen.
I thought we'd have stopped this at some point, but it's no
No,
problem.
the thing is that we can talk about the gallery. The gallery is it's there and it's not going anywhere. I think
Yeah.
seeing that the show just opened and we just launched, I think we had to talk about those things before we move on to the gallery. 'Cause the gallery, we can talk about the gallery
Yeah.
whenever,
Yeah.
So I guess we
Yeah.
can save that for next
The
week.
gallery is not just a
And
gallery
the
that is
gallery.
the gallery is part of a wider space that we are going to have to address too.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk about, we should talk about it. Don't
Yeah.
escape that.
right,
Yeah.
right. Well, we will.
Another
All right, guys. This has been. I don't even know. Everybody frozen. Cheese and peas. It look like I'm freeze.
No, we're hearing you.
We're hearing you and seeing
We're
you.
hearing you.
Like I'm freeze.
This is
You're not.
hilarious. Say something that you don't want everybody here.
Yo,
But you look like
Christina
you freeze now.
eyeglass. Yeah, I'm freeze.
You
No.
look like you freeze now.
So, Mr. Watson, you're making work currently, right?
It's not easy to say no, but yes.
Yep. You're dabbling
Yeah.
along the line.
All
I would
right,
love to
I'm
just
I'm
get
here. I'm here.
introduced.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
You
You
hear me,
One,
freeze?
we were seeing you.
you
You're
Mr.
seeing me
Watson? Yeah,
and you
yeah.
are hearing me.
Yes.
Yeah, for a minute and then you freeze out
A
after.
good thing me not chatting. um, the all right. So I think I was about to close it off before I froze. I didn't ask everybody how their week was. Should we do that or should we just leave
we
that
do the first thing each day.
next
So
week?
we miss it today.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I did have things to talk about,
save it till next week.
So, that's your therapy session.
Yeah, we did have things to talk about, but
Yeah.
all right. I think we can. I mean, we get one more week for research about the gallery. I didn't feel like I needed it, but I mean, I won't reject it. I accept it because more research is better. Christina sent two very good links to the National Gallery's YouTube channel. I didn't even know that they had a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
290 subscribers. um, and,
190. So we are do well. We are do well.
and they might have been around for years. I don't know, but I didn't even know knew it existed. So
If you look at the uploads, it looked like they weren't active on it until the pandemic.
Yeah. That's true. Um, but I think it also shows just the lack of
Interest
interest in what the
and
gallery is doing
engagement.
and engagement.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Somebody should be selling this, Somebody from the gallery should be selling this so that more people know.
I think the gallery can be so antiquated. I mean, they already have the YouTube channel. Put out some things now because the younger people that's their TV nowadays.
Yeah.
Just
And
YouTube
it's
surfing the web.
free.
And it's free, yeah. Just put out some stuff. I mean,
It's
you don't have
free.
people I walk up
Have
and
the
down and
resources.
drink coffee and all of this. Put something together
Shots have been fired.
and put it out in the airwaves. You have the YouTube channel
No, but
already.
I agree still. I agree.
Why aren't they on Instagram? Me not see them on Instagram. Me never see
No,
them
them
pop
on
up in a
They
Instagram.
are on
they never
Instagram,
pop
but
up in
it's
a me
They are on
feed.
Instagram.
mostly National Gallery West though who posts on Instagram, not necessarily the National Gallery Kingston. Guys,
Anyway,
National
we're
Gallery.
talking about it. We're talking about it. We're talking about it
Yeah,
before
we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. All right. So this is where we do outros, I guess. And it's so funny. If I could sit here and talk for much longer, I would. I enjoyed the conversation. Mr. Watson, the people
Yeah.
can't find it, so maybe we should just skip
All
you.
right. I promise. I am on Facebook
Eh,
and I am on Instagram. I promise I am going to look at making me more visible.
right. All right. But for those listening, it is Stanford.Watson.71 on Instagram. That's you, right?
Me no know.
No. All right.
Yes, it is
Don't
him.
don't 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 follow it, guys. I don't know who that is. I thought it was him, but it wasn't him. I hear a picture though, but all right. Until you have control of that, I guess we can't refer anybody.
My picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It have your picture, man.
We're gonna send you a screenshot after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because me no
Chris,
remember putting up no picture.
I
It's
hear a
alright. We
picture.
got you. We'll send you a
And none of them,
screenshot.
no Facebook, no. All right. Okay, you see this one, the one you sent out for the conundrum. Me wear locks now, I'm a Rasta man. See me? No, that's true. We just have locks. I mean, I had a picture with my locks. I come down, so we didn't want to send, but you did send that. I mean, just leave it be.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
you did want to cause uproar.
No, uproar.
Targeted. Okay.
It's
All
more
right.
contemporary.
It's more contemporary. Lux is
It's
contemporary.
present. No, it's present. What is happening with me? It's present. It happen
Yeah.
Present.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Christina. Where can the people find you?
They can find me next week on the Art Conundrum.
On the Art Conundrum. People, it's
Yeah.
Chris.Tina Marie.
No, the personal one.
All right, it's at
Yeah,
every
it
manner.
was Heavy Manners and Chris.Tina. I'm trying out names. I'm not sure if I'm gonna run with that, but that's my Instagram. Both pages, Heavy Manners and Chris.Tina
Marie.
_ Marie. Tina
I think it
Marie.
was one
Yeah,
word, Tina Marie.
Tina
I
Marie.
saw that person, I never know say you.
Because my name on Instagram was Wizardred.
Yeah, that was the name I knew.
Yeah, that was the profile before.
Okay. All right, Xavier. You're muted.
Muted.
Oh, I was asking how you did. You just change the name, or you
Yeah,
just
I did.
discontinue? How you do that?
I changed
Can
your
we
name.
try?
My
You have to change
Wizardred
your
was
name?
my photo. Oh, you just go on, edit your profile,
Yeah.
and you can change your name.
Yeah,
But
because me do that.
sometimes your name may not be available for you. So I wanted it to be just Khristina Godfrey, but somebody out there have Khristina Godfrey already.
So you couldn't put Christina.Godfrey.
You know, something I think I did try that, and it never
fly.
No, it never. It wasn't. It was taken.
All right. So Xavier, your art cuento.
Yeah, I think art cuento I think means save. Anyways, yeah, art cuento or Xavier Horton _ Pinax.
So you have two
On
profiles on
Instagram.
Instagram.
No, it's the same profile. No,
Same
as we say, me
profile?
change the name, but me never know if it a read as art cuento or whatever because I've changed it to art cuento for some time.
Mm-hmm.
But I still see Xavier Horton pop up.
Okay.
So Art Quento.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, on Facebook, Xavier Horton. And you can find me on the Art Conundrum.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it.
All right.
I have a website, but I'm not launch it yet. But I have a website.
Yeah,
I work
I
on it.
wanna work on as well, but it did it, but we need to work on it.
Yeah.
All right. I have been your host, Tuani Sinclair. I'm trying my best, people. I know I'm not the best host or best moderator, but I'm trying. I'm trying.
You know where you gone so far.
Yeah. And
No,
I
because
sympathy, man, look, man.
nah, man, some
you don't
people
have to go there, so.
My
say something,
fishing.
man.
My fish for compliment. Oh, no,
You
you're
know.
doing a
All
great
right.
job.
Anyways, join us next week for our next episode of the Art Conundrum podcast. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Yeah,